Hello, everybody. I'm just going to have a quick one for you today. I just wanted to go over a couple of things. I just want to tell you about the standing situation. For some reason, when I went in to put the points in for each team, what they actually scored based on the box scores, it's just spitting out some funky numbers. I did the math right, and I don't know. I'll have to talk to fan tracks. But for now, just ignore these standings over here. Just ignore all this stuff. That's not important. You know that this league basically doesn't use their scoring system as far as like their game system to do our games. I download the stats, put them in a spreadsheet, and then do the calculations so that you can get that minutes breakdown. You only get 48 minutes per position. So here's the way I'm going to do it for now anyways. Box scores were really easy. I love it. One position for per player worked out really well. And when we're talking about positions per player, let's also talk about position changes in season. I've done some testing, and it looks like that's not going to be an issue. So we should be able to change positions for players if they're eligible anytime during the season. You got an injury, you got an you got overstock at one position, and somebody's eligible to play at a position where you're thin. You don't necessarily have to go out and get a free agent. You can just switch the guy's position. Just let me know, in the group text. You could make a post here at the website, but group text works, or just, personally contact me via email or private text, whatever. But we should be able to do position changes at any time during the season. But, of course, once you've put your depth chart in, if you're using one, you can't make a change midweek. You're stuck with what you have after the deadline, which is always going to be Tuesday evening before game time. That's generally about 4 p.m. Pacific time is when you should either post your depth chart here to the message forum or not post it. Now let's say you posted one in the past, by the way, and you want to go with like the best ball thing. You want just like your highest scores to get priority on minutes, and that's highest for the season. Then just maybe make a post saying I'm just going to go with best players or something like that. That would help me out. And of course, you use this thread to do that. Depth charts are nice because you might have a guy who plays low minutes and he's very efficient, so you might want to put him ahead of a guy that gets more minutes. There are such players. I have one in particular, Tari Eason, gets great minutes or great numbers per minute. Doesn't play a lot of minutes, so I always rank him ahead of a guy like Josh Hart who gets more minutes because I'd rather have Tari Eason out there as he gets more minutes or more points per 48 minutes. Okay, so all that aside, here's the deal. Look at here. You got the message forum. Period one box scores. This is what I'll always do. I'll always make the header, whatever period it is. Next week it'll be period 2. Okay. Click on that. And now you got all the box scores. And let me know if you're having any trouble accessing these Excel documents. But you can see your minutes breakdown. You can see how many points you scored. And as far as the standings are concerned, I'm always going to put them down here at the bottom of the post. I'll put them far enough down so that you won't see them right when you click on the post, and it won't ruin the results for you, perhaps. Maybe you like the suspense. So below here, there's all the standings for week 1. And also, I'm going to always translate our standings. I know we play each other each week. Everybody plays everybody, right? That's just to get a realistic appraisal of, who's really the best. When it comes down to the playoffs, it's going to be, the top top 3 teams are going to get a bye up until the semifinals, and then the rest of the teams have to battle it out to join the semifinal round. And it's going to be a play-in tournament, so 9 versus 8. Winner of that goes up against 7. Winner of that one, those are going to be best of 3 series, by the way. The winner of that one goes up against number 6. The winner of that series goes up against number 5, and the winner of that series goes up against the number 4 team now. Now you're in the quarterfinals. This is going to move up to a best of 7 series now. And then the winner of that series then goes to the semifinals against the top 3 teams that were waiting. The winner of the 5 versus 4 series goes up against the best team, and the number 2 and 3 teams face each other in a best of 7. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. Everybody gets a little taste of the playoffs, and the first rounds are going to be quick, 3-game series, and I'll be playing a game a day, so it'll get over pretty fast. And at any rate, standings will be down below here. And what I do is I want to translate the standings. So we play 8 games in this league, right? This week we played 8 games. So you could have like an 8-0 record. Well, what I do is take your winning percentage. Obviously, it's 1,000. Multiply that by 3.5, and you get 3-0 record. each week in the NBA, they play roughly 3.5 games. So next week, I'll be multiplying your winning percentage by 7. And the next week, it'll be 10.5. And that's how I figure out what your record is on the season. That's about it, really. I just wanted to point all that out to you. The roster thing is working out pretty good now. The rosters, all the positions are right, so players are grouped accordingly. And you can always go to your players tab here and check out your team as well. I like to use the players tab a lot just to do comparisons and things like that. There's so many things to do with this website, so many little buttons to push and just ways to sort stats, sort results of what you're looking for. Use all the buttons. I suggest getting on a PC and not always a phone. It's a lot more trouble on the phone, although you can do it. But you could really get familiar with the site by using a PC, and then using the phone is a lot easier. And as far as anything else, just keep in touch with me, guys, through the message thing that we got, that group text. Keep in touch with me there especially. And once again, I'm going to just, use the message board for most business when it comes to like the results and posting your depth chart. Once again, depth charts due Tuesday nights by game time. So yes, you do get a little preview of your team on Monday night. If some of your players played, you might look at the results. And if somebody who, had a big game, you might put them at the top of your depth charts. Just a little bonus you get, just a little sneak peek, because the reason I do that is because we execute our transactions on Monday at noon, which is coming up here in about a half an hour. And I want you to have a chance to see, if you had a free agent you picked up or something that went down like that, you have a chance to digest that information and make out your depth chart the next day. And also on trades, you saw one go down this week between the Warriors and the Pistons, and that trade took 6 days to execute. That's because we need everybody to have a chance to look at the trade and maybe vote against it if they don't like it. It takes 4 votes to negate a trade. So keep that in mind. Look at these trade proposals. Look at them close. If you think something isn't fair, you're anonymous. You can go in there and say no. It takes 4 votes. And if there's strong enough opinion, then I have no problem with a trade getting rejected, because if there's 4 owners out there that don't like it, that's a majority, because you got the 2 guys involved in the trade, which leaves 7 guys. And if 4 out of 7 guys don't like it, I think that's fair enough to negate that trade. Other than that, I'm probably going to do a lot more videos like this in the future. I've just been kind of busy with things, just stressing out about a lot of things I've been working on, just planning a big move. And so there's all these extra things to think about. So I'm not really in a relaxed state, although I do enjoy running this league. And again, box scores were a snap, and it's just going to get easier, especially in weeks where there's no trades. And I hope everything makes sense to you guys. All right, just reach out to me, ask me questions. I have answers for you, but I like to think that, I've made it fairly easy to run a team in this league. It's a very unique league because of the 48-minute limitation per position, but that's what makes this league great. It's very realistic, and I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy it a lot more than like your standard fantasy leagues, because they're kind of unrealistic. You got 2 guys playing power forward that are averaging 35 minutes. How is that reasonable? That's just not even realistic. The starter would get the 35, and then a bench guy would come in and get 13 minutes. And those minutes are prorated based on his per minute production. I think that's great. And I like the salary cap. I love that. It's exactly what the NBA cap is. Not their cap, but the salaries are. So we really are going to get a chance to live the dream, so to speak, of being an NBA commissioner of a team. Not a commissioner, but a GM. I like to think that anyways. But all right, I'm rambling. Again, I'll probably come back with some more vids in the future, a little more production in the future videos. But for now, I just wanted to give you this information, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for playing.